Hello, good evening, or good morning, whatever time I'm deciding to release this. So, just thought I'd do a quick video, and no, Harbour Boy, when I say a quick video, this is not going to be an hour long, because I've literally got, well, as much time as I can before I go into work, basically. But I'm recording this at 9:06 in the morning today. But, yeah, what a shitty night last night was. And that's just from a streaming point of view. For those of you that weren't tuning in live or didn't have a clue what was going on, essentially from my end, I have no idea why, but the internet is just constantly crashing, and the stream last night it went on for about an hour, and then it was just dying left, right and centre. I think I tried 4 attempts after, but it was just saying, no, sorry Steve-O, you can't stream. So unfortunately, I will not be able to stream solo for the foreseeable future until myself and Jason or Steve downstairs can sort out what the fuck is going on, basically, because it is a pain in the arse and it gets very frustrating when you're doing it, but whatever. About an hour ago now, after I'd eaten my breakfast and I come upstairs, put on YouTube to watch the bill, and I see Southampton 0, Brentford 2. What? And then I see Weiser scores the second goal. Please don't be Tony. Please don't be Tony that got the assist. Just don't be the assister. And the ball is flicked on by Tony. Weiser runs through and puts the ball in the back of the net. 97 fucking minutes. I knew that. So after the stream, after the fifth whatever stream died last night, I literally was like, right, let's just continue watching WWE 2011. And of course, Burnley were playing last night. See that Teller scores a hat-trick again, which is I think it's his second hat-trick in 3 weeks. It's ludicrous. And I also see this morning that we conceded in the 93rd minute. We win 3-1. And yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm watching WWE 2011, and obviously it gets to about, I think it was like 18 minutes past 9. I'm like, right, cool. It's on the 95th minute in both games. Switch all mobile devices off, put my phone on charge, and let's just watch the rest of WWE. But the problem is that for anybody that streams or does anything in front of a computer for a long time, sometimes you get these really horrible, horrific blue light headaches. Christ almighty, I had the most horrific blue light headache. So it got to about 9:30, and I'm just like, I've got to go to bed. And I had the shittest sleep. I tried to avoid taking ibuprofen as much as possible, but it got to about waking up for like the 4th time with this stinging headache. So I was like, just get me ibuprofen down a gob. Like I say, I wake up today and find out that what had happened. Obviously, Brighton ended 1-0, Brentford winning 2-0. And as stated, I told us before, whenever certain popular, keyword being popular, double game week assets, if they don't score in the first game or get some attacking returns or defensive returns, they're probably going to get it in the second. Because like I keep banging on about, fantasy football is exactly like betting. And when you've got a collective of literally hundreds of thousands of people, especially the hardcore players, they kind of know what they're talking about, and I do not put myself in that bracket whatsoever. So if these guys know what they're talking about, there's a reason why they brought these particular players in. So of the 2 games, there's a very high chance that Brentford and Brighton are both going to keep a clean sheet in one of the 2 games. There's a high chance that Tony is going to score or assist in one of the 2 games. Same with Matoma, same with McAllister, same with March. So, obviously, people were really hoping that, Tony would do really well in the first game. He does nothing, and of course, the second game gets a goal, and it is an assist, but just some annoying headed-on assist, which, from my perspective, and Jason's perspective, has really turned the tables regarding the leagues that we're in. I mean, from my point of view, I got 82 points -4, so all my hits paid off. So Raya, Estepinian and Matoma all coming through. Obviously Matoma is my captain. As Jason always says, always captain the player that you've brought in for a hit, because there's a reason why you brought them in. And yeah, so Matoma getting the assist last night. It's a shame he didn't get any. But do you know what? I haven't even checked on the the bonus points or anything like that. But certainly in the Brighton game, I know everybody knows all about this now. I'm only just seeing this now. So Steele got 3 bonus. So there we are, Karma baby. Fucking hell, man. What the fuck is this bullshit? Steele 3, Estepinian 2, Dunk 1, March 1, Colwill. Who? Who the hell is Colwill? Got 1 as well. I said, never heard of him. And then in the Brentford game, Tony 3, Noelgard 2, and Ben Mee with 1. I had a choice actually. Do I go with Ben Mee, or do I just stick to do I get Gabriel out for Ben Mee, or do I do Tarkovsky, Milelenko out for Estepinian? Well, thankfully, I did the Milelenko out for Estepinian. Anyhow, I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. Help me out here. Oh yeah, the mini leagues and my team and whatnot. So yeah, unfortunately the Buemo apparently played really well last night, just didn't get any attack and return. So you know what that means, don't you? Yeah, could be getting an attack and return versus Leicester, Jason. Fucking hell. I know no weak foot has got a Buemo, so just hold tight. Keep faith with him for, 2 more weeks? He's got 3 more games. But he's got Leicester, Brighton, and Man United. So he's going to plank in the 2 easy games. Then when it comes to Brentford, when it comes to Man United, he's going to get a double, isn't he? 2 goals and a 4-2 loss or something like that. But yeah, certainly moving forward with this specific team, I've got 8 players going into the this upcoming fixtures. 8 players. So I'm going to try and get 11, which is going to require a -8. Jason at the moment's got 7 players. I think Jason's got 7 players because 2 of the players that he's got are goalkeepers, Ward and Pickford. So I'm going to be very, very interested to see what kind of hit Jason does, if he takes any hits at all. Because I think a lot of people, the wildcarders, it's paying off for them, I think. They are looking pretty solid for this blank game week, and all the majority of these wildcard players, they're only needing, I've been looking through the various mini leagues, specifically the members and the moderator league. Most have got 9 or 10, and then it's just a case of doing 1 free transfer to get in that 11th player. I mean, Capkin Gaming as an example, Capkin FPL now, he says that he's got 2 free transfers and essentially he could get into the top 50k if it pays off with the 1 or 2 free transfers that he does for this upcoming game week. And I just wrote on Twitter, I just said, look, I think if you nail 1 slightly differential and maybe even captain that player, you could shoot up the ranks. And I think certainly if anybody wants to go for that differential this week and just fuck it, just captain, because this specific game week, upcoming blank game week, I think you can have some potential fun with a differential captaincy if necessary. I think from my personal perspective, some of the better games to be going with a differential captain is, I mean, I don't even know who the popular captain is. I wouldn't have a clue. But I think an Aston Villa player versus Bournemouth. So let's think of the popular one. Watkins. Tony up against Leicester. You could even potentially, if anybody's got the cojones to do it, Maddison, Ian Acho, Harvey Barnes, because I think that game could be quite a high scoring. Leicester do like to play away from home. Now, Brentford are very good at home. I can see that game being maybe a 2-2. 2-2, 2-1 either way, 3-2 either way. Mainly the winner being the home side, so in this case, Brentford. Southampton Spurs, horrible fixture, but Harry Kane could be, for all I know, could be that popular choice this game week, but I just don't think that. I think at most, again, a bit like last night, 2-0 Tottenham. I can't see them scoring any more. Southampton, look, they're bad, but they're not bad. Wolves, Leeds, forget it. Chelsea, Everton, on the other hand, that, I'm personally predicting Chelsea to win quite heavily, 3-4-0. I don't know why, I just have this vision in my head that Chelsea are winning 3 or 4-0. So, anybody that's thinking of bringing in Chelsea players, maybe captain and defender. The likes of Chilwell, the likes of Reece James. You know, you've got the likes of Robben, Ballack, Drogba. I can't even think of any Chelsea players because there's so bloody many of them. Let's have a look here. Obviously, Chilwell's a popular pick. You've got that Badiashile, however you pronounce his name. Ziyech, but no one's going to be touching these players. I mean, if anybody's bringing in, remember that player Mudryk? João Felix, Havertz. I genuinely think that if you really have the cojones to go with a Chelsea attacker, I think go for it. I genuinely think that you should think to hell with it. It's a 1 week, not even a 1 week punt. I think bringing in a Chelsea asset, if not 2, if not 3, ain't a bad bit of business. Not only have they got a single game this week, they've got 2 decent home fixtures the following week against Aston Villa and Liverpool. People are going to be thinking, oh God, Liverpool, oh God, I don't want to be... Don't worry about Liverpool, they're terrible away from home. Liverpool are rubbish away from home. If it was Liverpool away, slightly different. But it's not. It's Liverpool at home. So I think loading up on Chelsea ain't a bad idea at all, personally. And then obviously the final game of the game week is Arsenal at home to Crystal Palace. Well, we all know Arsenal are winning that, because number 1, they're at home. Number 2, Crystal Palace are absolutely garbage. It's not going to be a battering, but certainly maybe a 1-0, 2-0, something like that. I can imagine that, but certainly I think that this specific blank game week could be a week in which, do you know what, to fucking hell with it, I'm going to bank on, you know, a differential captaincy. And I think certainly with the likes of Captain Gaming, or Captain FPL, whatever, he could be making a sworn profit in that. I mean, when we just quickly look at, say, for instance, the YouTube chat league as an example, where we've got No Weak Foot at the top, doing very well. He played his bench boost this week. Of course, it decides not to load up for some strange reason. What's going on here? There we are there. You're going to load up? Fuck me. The No Weak Foot's team here. 94 points this week. He played his bench boost. His bench was the 3 Brentford and Estepinian. So Raya, Buemo, me, Estepinian. And certainly for this upcoming blank game week, he's pretty sorted. He's not too bad. He's got the Brentford boys in, so that's 3 already of the 11 required. We then have, so he's got Raya in goal. He'll have Moreno, Botman, me. That's 4. Then he's got Odegaard, Saka. That's 6. Buemo, 7. Watkins, 8. So he's got 8. And then from my perspective, I think him going with, the popular decision making at the moment is getting rid of Haaland. Again, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think I know there's a lot of talk on Twitter going Haaland to Watkins, Haaland to Havertz as an example. Nothing wrong with it. Haaland to Tony, even if you don't own Tony. Nothing wrong with those picks whatsoever. Because at the end of the day, like I said, certainly from Chelsea and Aston Villa's perspective, and even if you were to look at Leicester, they've got some a decent blank and a decent double. So, like I said, Iheanacho. Why not? But yeah, no weak foot will be looking to. I mean, he's 7765 in the world, which is absurd. And then with the likes of Matthew Zaishi, who is absolutely, he's 48 points behind. You've got John Harris, who's 10 points behind Matthew, and then Jovan, who's 5 points behind John. It's extremely tight, basically, between second down to 10th in Jason, ironically. And I'm 32nd in the YouTube chat league. The people just above me, Harry Dawson is 4 points ahead of me. He got 101 points. Cage Paps is 8 points ahead of me. John Wilkes is there. You got Kickus, Karma Baby getting 102 points. There's Statman there. Not much in it between us 5 or 6. The Flying Dutchman there. There's not many points at all. And then, I look at the the moderator league, because I see the moderators as, like I say, very good players indeed. And all these guys, we're all chasing Jason at the moment. And as you can see there, it is very, very tight between, not tight, not in the sense of the YouTube chat league, but certainly Jason making some good ground now ahead of our man Dylan. Our man getting 80 points this week. Harbour Boy getting 89. Dread FPL getting 104. There really is a battle between... I'm looking at this battle between me, Blonde, Dread and Harbour Boy. But Harbour Boy over the last few weeks has absolutely tanked it. Whereas each week it seems that one week I go ahead of Dread and then the following week he makes 20 points on me. I.e. Tony yesterday. So I'm 1 point ahead of Blonde, who, when I look at these people's teams, for argument's sake, I look at Blonde's team, and I think I looked at it the other day, she's only got, I think, 7 or 8 players. Now again, these people could be playing chips. A lot of people could be playing their chips in this particular blank game week. I personally don't see the point unless you've got like 2 players. I know Harbour Boy said that he's got a friend of his in a work league which has only got 4 players or whatever it was playing. But certainly in Blonde's case, she has got Ward, Watkins, White, Badishil, that's 4, Kane 5, Jensen 6, Saka 7, Matone, Trippier 8, and that's it. She's got 8 players. So I'm assuming she's got no free transfers. Let's have a quick look here. The answer is no. So she either takes a -4 to get to 10, which, to be completely honest with you, would make complete sense. Or Blonde decides I'll just do 1 free transfer and that's it. Does she want to get rid of Haaland? Maybe. Does she want to get rid of Rashford? These are players where are they expendable? Like I said, I think getting rid of Haaland, I don't really see such a big deal with, personally. I don't think there's such a big deal with getting rid of Haaland, and I'm assuming Blonde will be getting rid of Haaland for whoever. And maybe getting rid of one of the Liverpool defensive assets. But then, of course, someone like Blonde has to think, well, hold on a minute here. How many double game week players have I got? Well, De Gea, Trippier, Robertson, Trent, Jensen, Watkins, Badiashile. So that's 7 double game week players. And 2 of them are for Liverpool. So there's a lot of thinking for Blonde here. Whereas someone like Dread, again, just seeing that Tony pop through. He's another one in which, when I see his team, it's... Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong one here. When I see his team, 20 points clear of me, and he's another one where he's got, for this blank game week, he's got Raya, Henry, Trippier, Saka, Tony, Kane, Zinchenko, Botman, Odegaard. He's got 9. Is that right? Raya, Henry, Trippier, Saka, Kane, Tony, Zinchenko, Botman, Odegaard. Yeah, he's got 9. So I think he can do an easy Haaland to... He's probably, knowing Dread, he'll probably do Haaland to Watkins. So he's going to bring in Watkins for free, have 10 players for this game week. Happy days. But there's a question of who he captains. I think personally Dread will be someone which will go probably Kane, if anything. But he's got a bit of a decision to make. He's reliant on Brentford from a defensive perspective. Very reliant on Brentford. But these people all have chips. These guys all have chips. They could, again, it's the classic thing of when will they be using them. I mean, I'm still toying with the idea of potentially using my free hit in the double game week 29. Potentially. Oh, Dread hasn't got a free hit. Right, okay. He used his free hit in game week 8. Okay, he used his free hit in blank game week 8. He used it. That's when Spurs won 6-2 and Son got a 6-2 against Leicester and Son got a hat-trick. And ironic, and Kane was his captain. But yeah, there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of thinking going on for these guys. I think this specific game week, I think taking a -8 will be almost an average. I think there's going to be quite a lot of people. I think personally, Jason will be taking a hit. We haven't even looked at it. I haven't even shown you his team. Jason's team. I think personally, Jason is going to be taking a hit. I think that he'll be an individual who, because like I said, he's only got, I'm sure it's 7 players. Could be miscounting, which I normally do, but you've got Ward/Pickford, Henry, Trippier, Saka, Buemo, that's 5. And then on the bench, he's got, so that's 5 Buemo, 6 White, 7 Gnotto. But Gnotto unfortunately hasn't started the last 2 games, is that right? Yeah, last 2 fixtures, he's only played 22 minutes and 24 minutes. I mean, ironically, he got an assist. Prior to that, he'd been starting every game. So, Gnotto may not even be starting. So, Jason could be down to only 6 first teamers. All 90-minute type players. He's got 0.3 in the bank. And chip-wise, hasn't he used all his chips apart from bench boost? No, he's used all his chips. Of course he has. So Jason this week could either A, just go, fuck it, I'm leaving the captaincy on whatever blank game week player is playing, just leave it at that. Or 2, just to get to 9 players, Jason will have to do a -4. But most teams are going to have 10 or 11 players. Whether it's the wild carders that are going to be able to get an 11 player for free, or it's going to be certain teams that are going to have 10 players because they've had to take a -4. But Jason, just to get to 10 players, needs to take a -8. That's what's going to be so fascinating about Jason's team pick. That's what I'm going to be fascinated by. So we will see. We will find out what Jason does. Because remember, he's doing very well. I mean, unfortunately, he's down from 66,000th to 180k. Yeah, he was 76,000th in Game Week 26. He's unfortunately dropped down to 180k, which, like I said, from a selfish point of view, me and the other mods are slowly... I mean, Harbour Boy wrote it in the moderator chat thing. You know, we're catching Jason slowly. I'm now 60 points behind Jason. 70 points behind Jason, whatever the maths is on that. So these next 2 game weeks, I mean, even Jason's double game week players. He's got Ward, as it stands right now, he's got Ward, Henry, Robertson, Estepinian, Trippier, Batoma, Salah, Buemo, White. No, not White. He's got Gnotto. That's 8. Sorry, that's 9. He's got 9 double game week players. But who are those double game week players? Gnotto, as we just mentioned, no minutes. Buemo. That's 2 that are just absolute garbage. And then you've got the Brentford, Henry, who, as I just stated, have got 2 difficult fixtures. The Brighton boys, they're okay for the double game week. Trippier, well, they're going to be conceding in every game like they always seem to be doing at the moment. And even their double game week isn't particularly great. They got Man United at home, West Ham away. Horrible fixtures. And I mentioned on the stream last night, there are a few players that you could potentially be looking at that are slight differentials which could make up some difference for that double gaming, especially if you're free hitting. I already mentioned last night Ben Rama. A Ben Rama and Bowen double up. But again, who are you going to be bringing in to replace these guys? But if you really want to be pushing it, I said Tavernier. If this Bournemouth player Tavernier is past fit for this double game week, he's another one. They've got 2 home fixtures. Bournemouth at home are a different beast. I mean, they're crap, but they're a different beast. He's 4.7. 4.7 with a double game week up against Fulham at home and Brighton at home. There are worse punts out there. So Tavernier, Bowen, Ben Rama. You've got the Nottingham Forest, if Brennan Johnson is available, you know, even Brennan Johnson, if he's past fit for this week, there's another player that you could potentially go hard on for these next 3. You know, Newcastle at home, Wolves at home, and then you've got Leeds away. Why not? These are just small little differentials that people could be or should be looking at when they're all thinking, well, we've got to have the big boys in. The likes of the Liverpool players. The likes of Newcastle, Man United. But look at their fixtures. Whereas the players which aren't particularly being talked about, their fixtures are lovely. They're really, really good. I like certain teams' fixtures, and this is why this free hit could be in my sights to potentially play. Anyhow, there is a small possibility, unlikely, a very, very, very small, I would say 0.5% chance that I may do a stream tomorrow, but it's unlikely. And yeah, games are all coming quick and fast, thick and fast. Although I say all that, we've got this crappy international break. So from my perspective, can I go into the international break with a green arrow, hopefully potentially catch Jason, and then we go into the double game week on bloody the 1st of April? Seems ages away. Anyhow, as ever, cheers for watching. Catch you later.